What is up? What's everybody doing? See two eyeballs on me right now. What's up, Jerry? How you doing, man? Ready for some late night horror talk? Should be joined by could be joined by somebody here soon. If anybody decides they want to join in or something here in a little bit and bullshit around a little bit. Hey, June Bug, it's been a minute. How you doing? 4KD was in the house earlier. You still around 4K? Oh, yeah. Just want to talk a little bit about what's going on, what's coming up. Had a stream was going to do tonight, but things got in the way, so no watch along tonight. Instead, it's just straight out horror talk, bullshitting, shooting the shit about horror. Pretty cool in my opinion. Tomorrow night, I'll be back here with John Steele doing part two of our Cronenberg watch along, 1977's Rabbit. Next Sunday, Halloween Eve. Oh, by the way, tomorrow night that's 11. Well, usually would be at about 11:05, right? I gotta give myself that 5 minutes. I'm like I can make it at that time. Next, but this coming Sunday, Halloween Eve at 11:05, it will be Mountaintop Motel, 1983, also known as Mountaintop Motel Massacre, 1986. And I will be joined by Mountaintop himself, Mountaintop 9, dude named Eric. Go check out his channel. I'll leave his link down here so you can check it out. But yeah, it's Mountaintop 9. Check it out. Really, he does really good horror reviews. Really in depth talking about it. And heavy metal, if you're into heavy metal, he talks about that. Um, but yeah, I'm really happy to have him on Sunday. It's gonna be a lot of fun. This guy knows more about that movie. Check out Mountaintop Motel Massacre. I've been talking about movies that everybody should check out for a while. I talked about 1980's Mother's Day. I talked about I've talked about The Unseen. I've talked about Humongous, one of my favorite movies of all time. Mountaintop Motel Massacre. It's got a really good vibe, man, a really good feel to it. The score is absolutely haunting. Check it out. And check out the watch along this coming Halloween Eve. All right. Tuesday, November 1st at 10, going back a little hour earlier. Charles Kaufman, um, and also Trauma Entertainment's 1980 Mother's Day. Another one I've been recommending for a long time. That Ginja Ninja finally checked out, and he ended up enjoying it a lot. But that will be at 10 o'clock, Tuesday, November 1st. Wednesday, November 2nd at 11:05, I can look at it. I will be with Craving Something Scary, Stephen from Craving Something Scary, doing John Carpenter's Christine. So that should be really interesting. Really, really good. Got here. Hey, what's up, Katie? Thanks for stopping by. Prism, much love. How you doing? Saying hello to everybody. See. Oh, just watched Mountaintop Motel Massacre. What'd you think? Tell me that score is not the most haunting, creepy thing you've ever heard. That's a good show, man. Um, watch it through a couple times or anything. Stop by the watch along and all that, and watch along with us while Eric from Mountaintop 9 talks about this guy knows everything about that movie practically. I think his commentary is going to be top notch. It should be really good. Listening to him talk about it, man, would be really, really interesting. Saying hello to everybody. It's been a while, June Bug. How you been doing, man? Until 9, one of my favorite YouTubers. I love his stuff. Singer Black stuff. Yeah, he does some really good heavy metal shit too. Damn right he does. Yeah. I've been watching Eric for a minute, man. I just got a hold of him the other day because I knew that I like Mountaintop Motel. It's really known as Mountaintop Motel, and it was made in '83, but it didn't come out until '86, and it came out as Mountaintop Motel Massacre. I do believe is the proper. But yeah, and I seen it all the way back in like '87, '88 when it first came on Cinemax. So I knew of it when I was much younger, and we had it recorded on on a VHS tape. My mom recorded all Cinemax and all that. I don't have that recording anymore, but I do have. I have a DVD, but also have these two Blu-rays of it. This is a Vinegar Syndrome release, and this is 88 Films release. There's only 1,000 of these slipcovers, so. But yes, 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 it is very creepy. That's underrated as hell, Katie. It truly is. I'm trying to push a lot of these shows, man, because we need more than just Halloween and Scream in our lives, guys. Terrifier 2 to the theaters we go. I seen it. It was on here, as a matter of fact. Those are one people. Two or three different people had uploaded it, but I kept pulling it down. I watched it on here yesterday, and so I've seen Terrifier 2. Um, I liked it. Had a lot of great gore. Had the great gore, just like from the first one. Had a couple different directions that I didn't agree. I felt that they could have a couple things I wish they hadn't done, so to speak. But other than that, pretty cool. Stevenson again, how's anybody been the last couple of years, right? Right? He's gotten better though. I've been sick the last week. I don't know what's wrong. I think I might have had some walking pneumonia. Thank you much. I got much more to show. There's some things I want to show of some other movies that I'm wanting to push that I'm wanting to do. Of course, I showed you Mountain Top Motel. Of course, as always, I gotta push Humongous, guys. It's on YouTube. It's on my list. It's a little dark. You know what I mean? It's shot in a lot of dark. But watch that, man. And besides, Scorpion does great artwork. Also, The Unseen. It's also on YouTube. It's a really good one too. This is also some Scorpion artwork. I also want to do Hell Night. This is 101 now. Limited edition. It's got all the, yeah. Yeah, this is already to show. I'm going to do Pieces. I know a lot of people have been hearing about Pieces and know about Pieces now. Still think it could use a little more pushing. Of course, the Funhouse. Everybody knows about the Funhouse by now, but there's still people that I'm coming across. Like I've Ignite watched, just seen it for the first time, what, a couple months ago? I was blown away, man. I can't believe he just seen it. I don't know if anybody has seen my community post. Rest in peace, tourist. For Gobble, really? Wow, yeah. Rest in peace, him. Damn, that's a bummer. Took your recommendation and watched Humongous. It was really good. I think so. I think it's definitely a sleeper. And it was one. It was made by the same people that made Prom Night. It was made like right after. And but for some reason, they didn't push it as much as they did Prom Night. I'm imagining because I had Jamie Lee Curtis in it. I had Jamie Lee Curtis. Um, I want to push some people feel differently about this. Like I said, sorry, excuse me, I've been a little sick. Um, oh man, I couldn't stop coughing the other day, and I couldn't call you like it wouldn't move, man. I was freaking out. The Holocaust. I know, I know. So to recommend it, I'm still gonna watch alone. Okay, people know about this one. I'm gonna do zombie. Find somebody, and we're gonna do zombie. I got my regulars I do stuff with, but I'm trying to branch out and do things with different people here and there, like Mountaintop. Eric was the only one that I was gonna do Mountaintop Ultimate Massacre. If I couldn't find if he had not wanted to do it, I probably would have done it by myself. Because see. Yes, yes, it is Canadian. Well, it's good news. At least 5 different versions of the band Goblin now. Rights issues and members, so at least still have Goblin in a way. Yeah, and we always got their music, man. I mean, Dario Argento made sure of that. Now, this is one I think is a big sleeper from Fulci, but I think one of his best, New York Ripper. I want to do this. I want to get this pushed. I want to get this some more love. I want more people knowing about this movie because you wouldn't believe the Fulci fans that don't know about this film. Um, this is slasher done Fulci stuff. And also another one, really not a really rare edition here with a really rare slipcover right now. I think they're getting ready to go 4K on it though. So don't pay $150 for this thing with slipcover. Dolls. I also want to do a watch along with dolls. I had a couple of people in mind that I want to ask to watch along with this with me. Which you see it, you see a lot of these in my intro. Lucas was a lot better player. Yes, I completely agree. Um, I just think all around it was better. You know, Prom Night was put over. Prom Night had a good cast, had a really good cast, had good actors and stuff in it. Humongous, they aren't quite as, but they did a great job. Of course, you had Jamie Lee Curtis, but back then she was still a nicer person. And of course, you had Leslie Nielsen, which is gold all the time. Um, so that's why it got pushed more. Also, I also want to do Dee Snider's Strangeland. Very, very, very overlooked and forgotten, underappreciated movie. Also, even though Scream Factory finally released it after years of us asking, Alone in the Dark, it's another really cool one, man. Donald Pleasance, Jack Palance, um, Mark Landau is in it. Oh my God, Dwight Schultz, the one that played um, Hannibal. No, no, no. What did he play in the A Team? No, as far as I know, no. There's not a Blu-ray problem or Strange Rain yet. No. What? Who did he play? What was his character's name? In the dude from Alone in the Dark. Trying to remember who he played in A Team. What was his name? You see, it was Face. It was VA. Hannibal. Yeah. I heard something about he's getting ready to do something. Or at least it was in the works just a couple of months back. Yes, it would make a great Screen Factor Collector's Edition. I'm surprised they haven't, or at least Vinegar Syndrome, because Vinegar Syndrome is really good at grabbing a hold of those ones that you haven't heard of in a long, long time, or at all. This you talking about a Screen Factor Collector's Edition? Chrome Skull laid to rest. This has got a really cool double feature because this has got part one and two. It's got laid to rest and Chrome Skull, and it's double feature and it's a German medium book that I really, really want. But it's a really good one. Let me see. Terrifier 2. Who all here has seen Terrifier 2 so far? And what'd you think of it? Oh, let's see. Some of you all in the back, man. Who has seen Barbarian? I heard a couple of things about that, but I haven't seen it yet. How about Pearl? Is Pearl out yet? There's or two. Yeah, yeah. There's a couple different things about it that I was disappointed too, like the whole sword thing, and you know, I felt that it went very big in the tropes. I felt like a couple of places it went very basic. A couple of things in there. Oh, place I didn't think Terrifier would go. Like Got you here for a reason. You're the only one that can stop him. You know what I mean? That same old trope, man. I was hoping to God the Terrifier would do that. You know, and like I said, the sword thing. Because for people who hasn't seen it, I'm not gonna say, but because there'll be people in the rewatch too, and I don't want to run it for anybody. But yeah, it was good for what it was, and what we've been getting. Actually, to be honest with you, though, one of the better ones that I've seen lately, as far as if you want to go to a sequel or higher profile movies that's come up, I I I thought that the new Orphan movie was better than Halloween Ends and shit. I mean, a lot, but the new Orphan movie blew the original one away. The original one was, mm-hmm. But I love the twist in the new Orphan movie. It's fantastic. I mean, it's just fucking crazy. I mean, I could not believe what was going on with it. It just worked better at bigger syndrome. Yeah, and I always thought it should have been bigger. Of course, there's a stack of movies over here I've been showing you that should have been bigger. Like here, let me show you another one. Alice, Sweet Alice. That's a good cool movie. Yeah. Um, so glad that some of you guys have been listening to me and my recommendations. So that means what I'm trying to do here is working. It's getting some of these movies. I feel they're underappreciated, or just haven't been seen. A lot of them. It's not that people don't like them, but they underappreciate them. It's just they don't even know they exist, and it's because they just don't get the push. You know, they didn't get the push from the studio to begin with, so they were sleepers then, and then now you don't get the push from the small time reviewers. You know what I mean, like us, just a regular everyday reviewer. If we don't push them, nobody will. So it's like it's up to us now to get some of these movies done, like Nightmare, or also known as Nightmare in a Damaged Brain. I watched another one today, Trick or Treats, not Trick or Treat from 1986 or Trick or Treat, the same 2007, but it's let's see, it's 1980, 81 or 82, but it's called Trick or Treats, and it's a little different. It's not bad. It's got a really good cast. It's got David Carradine. Trying to think of who else that was. Yeah, another one. Anyway, another one is uh, Mutilator, aka Fall Break. That's another one. That one's got a really unique story. You know what I mean? Anybody seen that knows that. It doesn't have your basic, And then go to something like here, you can grab a couple. Show you what I'm talking about. Right here. Let me turn this down before they get to see. That's a thing soundtrack. Uh, let's see what I've got here. The copyright law, but they don't really want you to know if a movie has not been issued on any form of the media at least for 5 years, it can be legally fall into public domain. Hmm, that's cool. What would you become an article of clothing? What would you become, including hats and shoes? Oh, you don't believe it, but a pair of gray toe. There's probably a few other things. Pair of gray toe um, Jordan 13s, believe it or not. Really nice uh, old school biker jacket. Uh, nice pair of Dot Mountains would be cool. I need a new pair of boots, as a matter of fact. The Hills Run Red. That's a really good one. Made just not 2 years ago, 2009. and it doesn't really have anybody all that well that you know of. But the killer is and it's really cool. It's got a good basic story. Has see if I'm right. Let me see if I'm right. Since I've seen it. The guy's name is on it. That's not bad. Final Exam. That is so basic. It is so basic of a slasher, man. It's made what 1981, and this guy has no rhyme. He has no reason. He just goes to a campus and starts slicing people up. You know, and people get bitch about that all they want. But isn't that what your basic classic serial killer does? Is just for no reason? You know what I mean? They just take their time doing it and do it over a long period. This fucker comes in and just decides to mow away the whole goddamn college. And the final terror. This has got a lot of good young people in it, man. Daryl Hannah, young Daryl Hannah, a lot of Adrian's Med from T.J. Hooker and Bachelor Party, things like that. It's a really good one. Watch the Final Terror, Final Exam, Hills Run Red. There's so many of them. There's still hope for some of those movies that are still on VHS. They're on Blu-ray, DVD, 4K, etc. Like domain can be a blessing for some of them. Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Shrieker. Yes, Troma Shrieker. It's been a long time, but yeah. Troma puts out some crazy shows, man. Speaking of that, I also want to do some creepy kid movies. We just watch along with those. Like, has anyone ever heard of Who Can Kill a Child? It was made like mid to late 70s. It's a really good one. Watch that. Who Can Kill a Child? I do watch along with that. Um, Also, one nobody's heard of. It came on Netflix maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago called Stephanie. You ever come across Stephanie? Got a pen or whatever, everything, write this down. Stephanie. That's a really good one. Really surprised me. Or Elaine, them. Ooh, Girl Who Lives Down the Lane. A very, very young Jodie Foster. And that is a good show, man. It's got a very young Martin Sheen in it. Of course, you got May, Otis, Jacob. Um, there is that movie. I know I'm just thinking movie. Here it is. Also, Bloody Birthday. Devil Times 5. That is a really, really good, creepy, killer kid movie. That's all over the place. That's easy to find. It also goes as Horrible House on the Hill, maybe. Let's talk about Full Moon Picture Triggers. Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. But yes, yes, yeah, yeah. I got confused. But yeah, Full Moon. Yeah, because yeah, it's always advertised with Puppet Master and Doll Man and all that. Yeah, I seen it a long time ago, but I really need to rewatch it. Let's see here. Yeah, it's been a minute. I was gonna do a watch along slash live commentary. I'm starting to call it live commentary because everybody calls it watch parties or watch alongs. I try to be different. But I was gonna do the exorcism of Emily Rose, but like I said, it was gonna be me and Werewolf was gonna do it. But like I said, some plans changed. Horror movies. So Satan. He's like 26. Haven't seen that, Jim Bud. Saw of Satan. 1926. So you're talking about silent. I think it might have been about the same year that Phantom of the Opera was made. There's some really good silent movies, man. Caligari, Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback. There's uh, yeah. What was that? What's that one with Conrad? Hey, Conrad Bite is Men Who Smile. Men Who, what is that? Yes, there's one that they haven't never been able to release. I don't think, or maybe they finally did. I think Indicator might have finally released it, but it was one they didn't have all for the longest time. Oh yeah, silent films are underrated, man. I mean, you gotta look at it like this. A lot of people are too impatient to watch a movie that has a slow burn that has a good slow developing story, let alone something that that is silent that you have to read that has a slow developing story. People just aren't patient enough yet. Man Who Laughs, exactly. That's a really good one. Of course, Nosferatu. Me and my sons watched the original Nosferatu, and I swear to God, I'm not sure if it was meant to be funny, but one of the funniest shit I've ever seen is the end when his dude don't come back and get his coffin and shit, and his son's starting to come up. And Nosferatu is this fucking dress up his coffin and carries it and fucking carries it all over home and stops and he's looking around. I don't think that I just have a fucked up sense of humor. So to me that was hilarious. Cabinet Doctor, yes. There's been several versions of that. I mean I'm also wanting to speaking of that kind of shit, man, I want to do some early shit like this. This is if anyone hasn't seen this, watch it. The Old Dark House is great. It's got Gloria Stewart in it. Of course, Boris Karloff. I mean, oh my god, on and on. Here, see. Charles Lawton, Melvin Douglas. I mean, this is a good one. Also, Black Cat with go see Karloff in it. Of course, you got I I have the whole 4K collection, but I kind of like these still books a lot. Hopefully, you can see that shit. Let me take this up. Wolfman. It's really good artwork, man. This is done by Alex Ross, a really good artist. Um, ooh, yeah. Dracula. All these are all Alex Ross. Look how beautiful that artwork is. Alex Ross is the man. Look at that Frankenstein. What's up, man? I still need Creature from Black Lagoon and The Invisible Man and Bride of Frankenstein. But I have these. I still want to collect these steelbooks because they're just so gorgeous. See here. Robert Hitchcock says in the mail said the greatest advice they can give to the next generation of filmmakers is that never forget movies were once silent. Yes. Love the color changes depending on the time of day, and that's right. Yes. We've never gotten a good version of Dracula. Mm. Mm. Certain things you probably never, you know what I mean? Like I just found out on my last stream that I did with Ben from Cadabra that May does have a Blu-ray and it has a German media book, but it doesn't have an American release. It has just that German release. That sucked. um, yeah, there's so much good. I'm gonna do see, but I don't know, guys. No, I was gonna be joined by somebody, but let me see. Let's see where yes, we'll be doing Christine. Watch along the second. Like I said, we're creating something scary. Look, I look forward to these watch along. Watch alongs are ultra cool in my opinion. Like I said, Rabid with Steel tomorrow night, and Mother's Day with Genja. surprised Genja hasn't popped in tonight. Has anyone seen is Pearl out yet? Does anyone know if Pearl is out? It's all the movies on Blu-ray. Big man, they are the place for German for the media books, man. I could show you tons of media books. Like here comes this Carrie media book. You know, this limited to 555. That's the thing about them though, is you don't see them a lot because a lot of them are limited to a low number. There's tons here. Phantasm German media book. This is from who is this from? I don't know, folks. Oh, uncutdealer.com or something like that, man. It's got a different Uncut Dealer. I don't know much about them, but that's pretty media book. Candyman, pretty media book. Very pretty. Check that out. Yeah. This is Cult Edition ESC. Yeah. ESC, yes. Very cool. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I could go on and on, but a lot of them I've already showed you. This another German A4 Films edition of Opera German media book, and they're all beautiful. So I got the Friday P42 over there. We got I got that soft cushion Halloween. Let's see. The movie you were talking about, horror movie. They couldn't find it. No, it was the final warning or the last warning or something like that. The last warning, maybe. But they only had parts of it. There's another one too that has a Lon Chaney Sr. in it that they never got to completely finish. Where he plays a vampire. Warren Frankenstein created women. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on a minute. There we go. Here's some of the old Hammer stuff that I have. This combo has Brides of Dracula, Curse of the Werewolf, Family Opera, Paranoiac, Kiss of the Vampire, Nightmare, Night Creatures, and the Evil of Frankenstein. Peter Cushing is one of my favorite actors, by the way. This is a this has got 4-pack of Christopher Lee's Dracula. Dracula's in the grave. Well, no, and Horror Dracula, and it's a 2 and 2. Okay, and it's got Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed and a version of Curse of Frankenstein. This has the Gorgon. Here's the 4-pack. Revenge of Frankenstein, Frankenstein Monster from Hell. This is a really good cut of Curse of Frankenstein. I wish they would really go all out on Curse of Frankenstein because I think it's one of the best horror films of all time. Also got let me see here. Got these got these Screen Factories of Hammer too. Phantom of the Opera. Dracula Prince of Darkness. Yep, London After Midnight. There it is. Frankenstein Created Women, to me, is the second best. Vampire. Midnight. That's Lost News. Yes, last time copy was destroyed in 1967. I have a copy downloaded of that was pieced together off YouTube. As a matter of fact, I downloaded it maybe 6 or 7 years ago. So I mean, it's a copy of it. I could actually probably upload that. But it's a copy. The problem it is it's a lot of it doesn't have a moving picture. So some of it is just like the picture, and then it goes to the next. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, that sucks, man. Yeah, wasn't that his last actual performance, if I'm thinking correctly. Let's see his last movie. Oh, let me see here. No, I just hit that. Wait a minute. Now I'm trying to post a comment. If somebody come on wants to pop up in here with me, say hello. Some of you I haven't met yet. Hop on in. Let's bullshit for a minute. Don't be shy. Jump in and say, hey, what the fuck is up? Jump on in here. I got a good time bullshit. Yeah, put this away. I'll see if anybody. Of course, I don't think I've really seen a lot of you guys chat. So anyway, on to some others. Another one, Bob Clark's very first one. Children shouldn't play with dead things. Another very rare one that you don't hear about a lot. I would like to do a watch along about. Sort of Alan Ormsby. And then there is Mario Bava's final film, which is Shock. In my opinion, is one of the best. It's very good. It's got Daria Nicolodi in it. It's got, you talk about a creepy little kid in it, man. Pigs, pigs. I'll tell about. I'll post a link and everybody leaves. Nobody wants to talk to the board. That's fine. Who is that?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much.
Nice to meet you.
You too, other Gore.
Other Gore, no, I'm not other Gore. I'm the Gore. So, oh, the other Gore, yeah. Joe about King Gore, Corey.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that is when I first made up the Gorophobe. Well, you know why I have my name, right?
Right.
So when I first came on there, I didn't even know Corey existed. I got on there, and all of a sudden I started seeing this King Gore, and I was like, great.
It's kind of an inside joke, and
Oh yeah.
the friend group. At least I jokingly always call you other Gore. It just says it.
Cool. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I feel like I remember that.
friendly joke.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. I hadn't talked to him in a minute. I made a post on Instagram a while back, and he made a couple of comments on it. It was about Halloween End,
Yeah.
and I'll just leave it at that because I told my feelings about it and somebody else that has to do with it, and let it go at that. I didn't carry on all this bullshit like, well, there's no reason to carry on like a child.
Right. I mean, as far as Halloween ends, like I thought it if they would have built up the other, with what they were doing, if they would have built up that character, I think it could have been a lot better.
Yeah,
But
yeah, he was the best part of it.
yeah, and I think that the worst part of the new Halloween movies is they lack. It's just horror for the sake of horror.
Yeah,
There's no tension or anything. It's just a bunch of fancy smancy. Look what I can do with the camera. You know.
yeah.
I
It's
mean,
lost everything that it started out to be. What I loved about the original 1978 film was the build-up and how he stalked and and the heavy
mhm,
breathing. Just
right.
he watches through most of that movie,
Well,
and it works. If people
yes.
just
Well,
a little more patient and let the film develop and let the tension build up, but they gotta have it now, and it's
it's
just like
it, it's kind of like the Alfred Hitchcock bomb theory.
yes,
Where you just have two people talking under a table, and let's say Alfred Hitchcock uses the example of baseball.
uh-huh,
The camera will pan down, and there's a bomb under the table. You
mhm.
sit there, maybe show a clock, tick tock, and then which gets the audience like, stop talking. There's a bomb under the table. And then
Yeah,
the
well,
new
yeah,
ones, though, it's just stabby all the time. There's no tension or anything.
yeah, yeah. Um, have you seen the new Terrifier? What's your thought of it? Did you like the original?
Um, I'm not really much a fan of the killer clown movies.
Right,
The only one I liked was the original It. So,
right,
but it's hard to beat that. So,
right. Um, did you watch the new Orphan movie?
I didn't really like the first one.
It's so much better. It is so much better. I didn't care for the first one that much either, but I went into it going, all right, because my fiance and my son wanted to watch it. I said, yeah, let's go and check it out. And I was pleasantly surprised. It has a really good twist. Actually, has a good story to it. It was quite surprising. I have to give it its due.
I'll check it out. I think it's on one of the streaming services. So,
It's on
is
Peacock,
it?
I think.
Yeah. Um,
I think
but
it's the first
yeah,
time I've ever talked to you.
huh?
I think it's the first time I've ever talked to you.
Yeah, no, first time live on the channel. So
I think it's the first time that you've been to my chat. Jeez, I don't know how long, man.
yeah, I was going through some technical issues with the channel, so I didn't get like shut down or anything. Just sign in issues with email. So
Do
so
you create content?
I do. I make. I used to do movie reviews. Right now, I'm making films, helping out other YouTubers who make movies, saying, hey, they can use my logo to make it feel like a distribution company's doing, but I don't have the money to distribute it for them. But it's kind of what I'm doing now because lately I've been kind of wanting to be the guy who kind of at least makes Hollywood somewhat like what it used to be,
Right.
slowly but surely. Because it's no secret Hollywood's kind of dying right now.
Yeah. Um, but I've shown a lot of different recommendations. See, that's my goal right now. Is I want to show everybody. I want to show the horror community that there's more to horror than Halloween and Scream and all that. I've been preaching this now for weeks, and that's part of what my watch-alongs are about: is to show films and to get people turned on to films that they haven't seen yet. Because we've got to open up our minds a little bit.
Well, I
So
mean,
much good horror out there.
there is, and there really is, and some of the I've even tried to show people like, hey, there's more silent horror out there besides Nosferatu and the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and even the 1910 Frankenstein.
Right?
There's far more, like Sorrows of Satan that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
D.W. Griffith, despite his earlier efforts, which the movies that we should not mention,
Yeah.
Sorrows of Satan, the fact that that movie was made in the 1920s is shocking.
I'm gonna write this down because I'm gonna check that out. My 15-year-old, believe it or not, my 15-year-old watches silent films with me.
Hey, if they're willing to watch silent movies, then
yeah,
that's a good kid.
oh man, he is so open minded with that stuff, man. He's a very unique, very open minded, very smart child. And he's 15 now. He's not a child anymore, but to me, he's still a kid. But he loves silent movies. I mean, he may like them a little more than me. He loves that shit, man.
Well, I've been a little harsh with some of these people who actually want to be filmmakers. That you will never be a good filmmaker unless you don't. You need to study film history, and because like any stuff, there's more of the movies than stuff past 1985.
Maybe even some stuff that you need to study all of it, not just what you choose. Maybe even some stuff that you don't like as much.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
you need to study all of it.
I mean, Hollywood technically started in 1914, so you have 100 and almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Yes. Has he seen has he seen Hexen from 1923?
No.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, that is Hexen 1923. There's two different versions. The silent cut is obviously better. They did one in the 60s and they added narration to it. Don't watch that version.
Okay.
Like the one from, like, literally, I think if that, I'm a Christian, and watching anything with the devil stuff is kind of scary for me, because.
Oh, you're Christian, and here I am. I've got a potty mouth.
I'm a Christian that's like, you be you. It's not my place to sit there and tell
so
you
you're a real Christian.
Yeah.
You're a real Christian. See, because I hate Christians that claim to be all Christian and all godly and all this, yet all they want to do is judge other people. It says straight out, the only one who has the right to judge anybody is God.
Exactly.
Hey, Ninja, how's it going, man? Wonder if I was going to see you tonight. So I was talking about you here a little bit ago, talking about how we're going to check out Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Have you seen Mother's Day?
The original?
1980, yeah.
Yeah, I have. I remember liking it. Yeah.
It's definitely unique.
Yeah.
It's one that I'm trying to put up people too. There's so many, man. I've got, like I said,
I've seen how I got to see a lot of these horror movies is when AMC was still good. Remember they would have that month of horror and all that stuff, and like they had a host every
year or whatever. Yeah.
And they had a host, like I think one year it was Rob Zombie, another year they actually got PJ Souls.
Wow, she's my favorite character in Halloween. I want to meet her.
I wonder why.
Well, I just love her. I love her no matter what she does, man. I loved her as the asshole of the year in Carrie, a Rock and Roll High School. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Rock and Roll High School, that was originally meant to be Cheap Trick.
Oh, instead of the Ramones, really?
Yeah, they originally wanted Cheap Trick, but all of them wanted to do it, but then Robin Zander wanted too much money.
That's right. That's typical rock star, isn't it?
Well, they asked the Ramones at the last minute when they were all high. Hey, you want to be in a movie?
Well,
Far out.
well, the Ramones and the punk bands of that time were very unique anyway, man. I mean,
Oh
you look,
yeah,
you got the Misfits, you got the Sex Pistols, even other bands that people don't hear about a lot, like the Dead Kennedys and Angry
yeah,
Samoan.
yeah. No, my even though my dad was like maybe 8 years old when that punk really kind of ended, he's a big punk rock fan, so I know a lot about those bands. I so he collected all the vinyls of those bands, and some of them even only put out like 1.5 albums.
Right? Yeah, I think the Angry Samoans only went so far. I don't think their production value was ever very high at all.
Right.
They did the song called well, it's got two different names. It was actually called Two Ton Turkey, but
Yeah.
everybody calls it Pig because during that one line of chorus he says, "I'm a pig now, baby. I'm a pig, pig, pig." But that's not the name of it. It's Two Ton Turkey,
Right.
which is a song about his stepdad.
Right.
I'm,
You know
I'm
the
I'm I'm looking forward to it too, Ninja. Very much so, man.
you know the
Go.
only thing I can give credit for the new Halloween movies is John Carpenter is putting out some of the best in recent years. Is putting out some of the best music of his career.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
At least since back in the day, the last time he put out, I mean, Christine, we was talking about that I'm getting ready to do Christine. That had really good Carpenter music. Of course, The Thing wasn't Carpenter. A lot of people think it was, but it wasn't.
it was my favorite film composer, Ennio Morricone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
I
but
mean,
it sounds like a Carpenter too.
because he wrote it. He wrote it for and then told Ennio Morricone, "This is what I want." Um,
Okay,
and Ennio Morricone is like, "What? Why?" And Ennio Morricone did it for half of his salary because he said he got married to his music, which I think was it was one of the themes from the Dollar trilogy. Um, and Ennio Morricone was so honored by that he literally said, "Okay, I'll do this for this month," which was like literally half of his salary that he usually charged.
right. Did you know that that's Adrian Barbeau at the very beginning as the voice of the electronic old school
Right.
chess machine? I love your knowledge of film, man.
Well, yeah, I always jokingly call myself a self-described film historian. I don't have a degree for it or anything, but I used to watch Turner Classic Movies a lot as a kid, and when they actually did the documentaries about films, I would sit there and watch them,
Yes,
and I actually recorded them and would rewatch it, and rewatch it, and rewatch.
yes. I
And
love documentaries. I'm a sucker for a good documentary. There's two different kinds of documentaries. There's good ones and bad ones. Done correctly, a documentary is one of my favorite things.
oh yeah, um,
Speaking of John Carpenter, just rewatched Prince of Darkness, and the score in that is really chilling. Oh yeah, Prince of Darkness has got a good one too.
hmm.
What do you think, John Carpenter? I'll put a question out to both of you guys. What is John Carpenter's best score of his career? That goes to you, Ninja, and to you, Jimbo.
Hmm.
It's kind of a tough one, isn't it? I think the fog is really really good. Of course, Escape from New York. I mean, I can all those early ones, man. I mean, you could say Halloween, yeah, but that's just a basic. Let me just say besides Halloween. I'm gonna say the fog for me. Fog. What what's your favorite ninja? What's your besides Halloween? Halloween, of course, yeah. I mean, but I mean, besides that, I mean, like Skip in New York, The Fog. Of course, I can't say the thing. You know what I mean? Like I said, we got Christine. Don't forget about a song on Precinct 13. That's pretty cool too. That's a really cool score. So there.
Yeah, sorry, had to text somebody. So
Oh, that's cool.
I like a lot of his earlier scores, like Assault on Precinct 13, kind of before Halloween, because at least and I really liked his album that he did, the Lost Themes.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them, actually. I mean, because I think it's just cool that he's working with his son now,
Yes.
and the son of, and which is his godson, but the son of um, Dave Davies from the Kinks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's just so cool to me. He's working with the son of the guitarist for the Kinks, which is John Carpenter's godson. Like, how did that? How did I want to know the story behind that one?
Right.
You know?
Right. I did not know that. You're all
Yeah,
good, but
yeah. It's Daniel Davies, and he's again the son of the guitarist from the Kinks,
which invented distortion.
yes,
That's something that a lot of people don't know. That
yeah,
they wanted a crackling sound. So what they took a razor and cut the speaker right there.
right. And they put paper
Yeah,
into the amplifier.
yeah. That's
Well,
I think
from
that
what
was cool.
actually what I heard, the story that I heard was that they broke their amplifier, and so then they fixed it by just stuffing paper into it.
Yeah, I can't remember what thing I was watching. But they were talking about that. Geez, that must have been 25, 30 years ago. I seen that documentary, and it was a documentary about the history of rock and heavy metal and stuff like that. And that's when they start out with the Kinks. And they talked about how they created distortion, and then
Yeah,
it grew from there. Prism says, I really like the theme from Escape from New York, even though Carpenter didn't do The Thing is my favorite soundtrack of John Carpenter. The Thing is really, really nice, man. It's got a really nice climb to it.
well,
It's got something haunting about it.
like I said, Ennio Morricone is my favorite film composer of all time. So, I mean, not just the good, the bad, and the ugly, and Fistful of Dollars, and For a Few Dollars More, and the stuff he did with Sergio Leone. He was one of the, I guess, film composers that actually felt like one of the last of the true classical artists.
Right.
Like
Hang
like
on
he,
one minute. We got somebody else here. Hang on, hang on. Ah, there's Ben.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Pretty good. How's it going? Just been talking
yeah,
film, talking about future
yeah,
screens, bullshitting about
yeah. Hey,
scores and all that.
yeah, hey, I'll see if you guys are streaming later. I gotta bounce real quick, but
All right, thanks for stopping in, man.
no problem.
Peace,
Take it
dude.
easy.
Did I scare him off?
Nah, I don't think so. I think he kind of begrudgingly joined. You know what I mean? Kind of wanted to, but kind of didn't. I ain't seen him do much in a while.
I don't know him at all.
Jumbo, really?
Yeah.
He I think. Let me see. I'm trying to think of the circle that he runs in. Thinking maybe Patrick and them, maybe
Okay.
Corey, because I remember when I first came on here, he immediately started calling me the other Gore.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Besides King Gore, Corey, yeah.
I just pulled up the chat so I can see. It looks like Ginger Ninja and Dark Prism showing in the place to be.
Yeah, we had a few people earlier. Yeah, I was just going through my list of what I've been bullshitting around my face now for probably an hour, just talking about what I got coming up. Yeah, I decided since the watch along I was gonna do it got canceled earlier. Things didn't work out quite right with it, but I figured I'd come on here and do what I do usually anyway, and just bullshit about things.
Yeah, man. I'm running on even less sleep today than I was last time. I had to do I got sort of caught up doing an Instagram live last night, and I was on till hella late, and then I had to work for a meeting, and then I just haven't slept.
Well, I'll keep you too long. I was gonna jump off here in just a little bit, so you can rest and all that stuff. No, I'm just I if you've seen what I got coming up, me and Steele are doing Rabid tomorrow night.
Nice.
Continuing to Cronenberg, and then I don't know if you know who Mountaintop 9 is. It's Eric from Mountaintop 9. But Halloween Eve at 11, well, you know me, it'll end up being 11:05 or so. We're doing a Mountaintop Motel Massacre. And then on the 1st of November at 10, it's going to be me and Ninja doing 1980s Mother's Day. And then next Wednesday, the day right after, 2nd at 11 will be Christine with Steve from Craving Something Scary.
Nice.
That's been preaching like a motherfucker about movies. If people are actually starting to watch all these movies I preach about daily.
You said you were streaming with Ginger Ninja?
Yep. I thought I had like this shit down. Tuesday, November 1st at 10, the Mother's Day. Yeah.
Sweet.
Watch along.
I'm hoping to take this week off, man. Well, I was hoping to take the last week and this week off, but got caught up with some work shit. So, but now I'm gonna extend it, I think, past the 31st into early November. So I'll try to catch that stream with Ginger Ninja.
Cool. I would suggest if you got a little bit of free time on like I say on Halloween Eve at 11, stop in and meet Eric from Mountaintop 9. Man, he's pretty much the all knowing of the Mountaintop Motel Massacre, man.
I'll see what I can do. I got like 2 streams on that day.
I figured, but check out the rewatch or whatever. Very interesting guy. He does heavy metal reviews and he does horror reviews.
Nice. What did you think of Terrifier 2?
I enjoyed a lot of it. There was a couple of things in it that I had a problem with. A couple of things I didn't like as much that made me not like it as much as the first one. Other than that, the gore and the kills were great. It was Terrifier all the way. It was definitely harsh. It was hardcore. But little things like the sword and stuff like that, I had a little issue with that.
I saw they telegraphed that my feeling was like, I liked it. For me, like the story, again, not super strong, but it's like a Fulci movie. It's the experience of watching it rather than like a well told narrative. You know what I mean?
You have to experience it. You can't watch it with the mindset of, is this a great film? No, you just can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it's like kind of a surreal story, and I was actually I was concerned that they were going to over-explain art. You know what I mean? Like,
with the whole dad thing and all that.
But they didn't at all. They just made it more mysterious, which I liked. I like that.
They're going to leave us wondering. Like, you don't have to tell everything, you know. Yeah. And especially if you're going to decide to tell it in a shitty way. But you know what I mean? The sword, I felt they could have went a little lighter on a couple of those things, but other than that, I did like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I felt like some people said like the pacing in the third act was a problem. Well, I saw one dude say the pacing in the third act was a problem, and I thought the pacing kind of in the middle act was more of a problem, but still, I didn't hate it. It didn't like bore me or anything. I was on board.
The ending drug out maybe 10 minutes too long. It could have been maybe 10 minutes shorter.
Did you you saw the mid credit scene, right? Or slash post credit scene?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Man, that little girl is a scary motherfucker, man.
Yeah, she did good.
She's much creepier than Art, man. I seen her, I said, whoa.
Ginger Ninja says he still needs to see Terrifier 2. I will not spoil it for you then. It got released, Region B released today on Blu-ray.
Cool. I've got it on pre-order on Amazon. Well, hopefully I got the cash to cover it when it happens. Christmas, all that shit.
Yeah, I pirated it, but of course I'm gonna buy like, I don't know, probably at least 3 copies of that bitch whenever it comes out. That's how it goes.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna ask you, do you have that German media book of the double feature, the Laid to Rest double feature? Do you have that yet? It was like
I don't have that one. I did get these 3 in though. Let me see. I was gonna watch the Monster Project tonight. Have you seen that one? Classic. Bad Moon.
Oh, Bad Moon. Okay.
I love that artwork. Very cool. Hunt this is a fun movie, man.
Hunt. Okay.
Have you not seen Hunt?
I don't think so. When did it come out?
A couple years ago, maybe like 2019 or something.
Is that the one that we was talking about that has Hilary Swank in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that.
And this one I still haven't watched. Speaking of Australian stuff,
cool.
That's the new Wormwood one. 4K media book. Looking forward to that. First, Wormwood's a super fun movie.
Did you ever see, speaking of Australian films, did you ever see Junior back maybe 20 years ago? Okay, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but it's called Junior, and it's in Australia.
I don't know if I've seen Junior. What was it about?
Oh God, it's been a long time ago. It's basically got this big, big Neanderthalish killer. You know what I mean? He wears a suit that almost kind of looks like the miner suit, except for it's not in a mine. God, it's been so long since I've seen it.
I think I have seen that.
Yeah. But it's not just him. I think his family's. He's got family members there too, and shit.
Yeah.
There's also God, what is that one too? There's also that Australian one or is it Australian? It might be English, but it's got the whole family together and they're doing like this carnival and they kidnap this group of kids and they're torturing and tormenting all of them and the whole time they're doing like this carnival and this guy's like leading the circus. It's fucking crazy.
Are you talking about Inbred?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's British.
That's that's got some painful parts.
That one's pretty brutal. Yeah, they kidnap like the reform school kids or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom and Dad. Have you seen that one?
Mm-hmm.
That's another brutal ass British movie, with a twisted family scenario and some kidnapping. I liked it, but yeah, it's twisted.
Yeah, I thought have you seen Killer's Moon? It was a British movie made back in the late 70s, early 80s. It's about it's kind of like the same aspect as like Alone in the Dark, except they're escape fuckers and they got something over their head. So the thing of it is they think they're in a dream the whole time. So no matter what brutality that they're doing, they think it's just a dream, so it's okay. And they end up abducting this girls' school bus. It's got girls in it and like the head teacher and shit, the bus driver.
Ginger Ninja wants to say, or is asking, not the Nick Cage one. No, Mom and Dad is it's a British one. It's sort of like loosely based on Fred Ward, who is like, a brutal British serial killer.
Yes, Fred and Mary Ward. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like they kidnap this girl who works with their daughter, and it's like
Uh,
one of those types of movies. It was good though.
yeah.
It is brutal as shit though.
The Wards, man, they didn't even live it to their own daughter. You know what I mean? They were bad. Yeah, their last victim, I think, wasn't it their own daughter?
They definitely killed one of their daughters.
I think, yeah, they've been buried her under like the patio or some shit. Crazy. But yeah, I recommend that Killer's Moon. Definitely. I could enjoy it. Also, let's see here. This is like my life's ambition now is to pass around movies that people make. Have you seen Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things? I know you have.
I have actually not.
Really, it's Bob Clark's first movie.
I mean, I'm of course familiar with it, but I haven't seen it. There's a lot of movies from the 70s that I haven't seen.
Loved Ones, yes, yeah, I seen it. Yeah, I seen the Loved Ones.
Oh yeah, I love the Loved Ones, dude. You know, I do the horror karaoke series, and definitely have the "Am I Not Pretty Enough" song coming up from that movie. Lola, man, she was in that. That's a cool ass movie, though.
I'm trying to pass on New York Ripper. You know, for people who believe it or not, a lot of people who like Fulci and know Fulci don't know much about New York Ripper. And the way I describe it is just take Fulci and give him a slasher movie. You know what I mean? It's one of my personal favorites.
It's one of the sleazier, definitely probably the sleaziest Fulci movie, right?
Right.
I like how, like I said, Fulci, dude, just like surrealistic, bizarre, like the killer's a fucking got a duck voice. He's just like, what? You know?
Yeah, it's great.
There's a whole scene where dude fucks a chick with his toe in a bar. It's like, what, dude? Like, what?
Get her going and then laugh at her and shit and make fun of her. Yeah, that was
like that's mean. Okay, if you're gonna toe fuck some chick, don't make fun of her afterwards. Jesus.
Yeah, very cold natured.
Yeah, New York Ripper. I didn't see that one back in the day, but I did see it. I want to say like after Blue Underground released that first 3-disc limited edition of it. That's when I first saw it.
Yeah, I got. I don't have 4K yet, but I still do have the 3-disc.
I like those 3-disc sets, man. But they pissed me off because they released all those and they're like, oh, wait, here's the same fucking shit, but in 4K. And you're like,
a year later.
Yeah.
Yep. A year later. Also, eventually, I'll do we waited so long for Scream Factory to come up with Alone in the Dark, and then ain't nobody said shit about it since.
I picked that one up. I'm behind on a lot of Scream Factory pickups, but I did pick that one up and I watched it for the first time. I hadn't seen it before Scream Factory did that collector's.
Yeah, that's right. What you thinking of it? It's got a good cast.
It does have a good cast. Yeah, I liked it.
What is that fucker's name, man? The one that played in the 18, Dwight Schultz. Who does he play in the 18? There's Face, there's Hannibal, there's BA.
Murdoch.
Yes, damn. I was sitting here earlier racking my brain.
That's probably the only thing I'll be able to remember all night. So.
and I told everybody I think it's getting ready to come out in 4K, so don't pay $100 and some dollars for it with the slip.
Oh yeah.
That's another one that I wanted. I see. Yeah, do not pay that.
I believe I have that one with the slip.
Yeah. Luckily, I got it somewhat early, so I didn't have to. You know what I mean? I ended up getting a good deal on it. I even got the poster with it.
I don't know what the fuck to do with all my Scream Factory posters, dude. I roll them all up into one tube. It weighs like 50 pounds, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm only missing. I'm missing. Let me see, Chainsaw Massacre 2. Oh man, there's a few that I'm missing. It drives me fucking crazy. but I got like, I've got tons of them, but there's like 4 or 5 that I was never able to get a hold of. And I'm not going to go out there and pay, you know what I mean? And of course, there's no more of the 3 discs here that I was talking about that I want to do eventually.
Wait,
So
which one? Which was that? The Splinter cover?
Yeah, I've got 2 of the 3. I got the bridge and I got Splinter.
I wanted the Splinter one. I picked up. Oh, I didn't know there was a Splinter one when I picked mine up. I got the original poster zombie one, but I kind of regret not having the Splinter one because that one's super badass.
Yeah, that was the first one that I got.
When Dead and Buried came out, I was like, oh, which cover do I get? And then I was like, I need something with eye trauma because I missed the fucking Splinter one, so I picked that one up.
That's when I got the needle in the eye. Oh yeah. This is another one too. This has gained a little bit of popularity and it's gotten a little bit more known now. But still, I still don't think it's talked about as much as it should be. I think it's the coolest cover ever made on it. Arrow's Pieces cover.
Oh yeah.
That is artwork.
I have the limited edition one with the puzzle. Came with the puzzle in the box.
Yeah. There's what I have it over here. It's the Grind House, I think. I wanted to get that Arrow, but I was never able to get it. You know, it comes to vinyl and all that shit. But yeah, I got this one too.
Yeah, I got that one.
I had the puzzle though.
I didn't get the one with the vinyl. It just is the puzzle box with the puzzle. And I got it for like a real good price. I was really surprised, because people ask stupid prices for that thing. But
Yeah.
I picked it up for like $100 on eBay.
The
not cheap, but
the Arrow package, man. I've seen people ask $400 for that.
Yeah, dude, people ask fucking crazy shit for all sorts of shit, but
like they'll put it on sale and ask that shit when you can still find it, please.
I know it's crazy.
And then, of course, I still want to do Hell Night in the Funhouse. Or no, a little more. This is another one from 1980, The Unseen.
I haven't seen that one either.
This is on YouTube right now, and it's also on my list. So if you get a chance, check it out. It's really good. It's got Barbara Bach in it. What's his name? Goddamn, what's his name? He plays Sidney Lassick, I think. He's the one that plays the teacher in Carrie. Beautiful. That asshole. Like Amber Waves of Grain. Is that the kind of beautiful you're talking about, Carrie? that guy, that weird looking fucking guy. But he's a real piece of work in it. And if you remember who Stephen First is, which was in a lot of shows back in the day, he passed away a few years ago. He plays the kid he's kind of deformed. He's inbred, and you know, it's that aspect, but it's The Unseen, 1980. So if you get a chance, check it out. It's got a few people in it that you'll definitely recognize. Other than that, I had Killer Kid movies. Stephanie debuted on Netflix about 4 years ago. It was a big surprise. It's really good. Devil Times 5, which is also known as Horrible House on the Hill or something like that. Really good killer kid movie, creepy killer kid movie. That's new and haven't heard The Unseen. Watch The Unseen. It's on YouTube, or you can just look through my horror recommendation list. But I'm wanting to do, of course, eventually. I'm going to get to all these eventually. What streams are you doing on Halloween Eve?
I'm doing a stream where we discuss. I do like this stream with Patrick. Have Cheetah will view David's Horrors, American Werewolf in Jersey, and Mary. I can't remember the name of her YouTube channel. She doesn't have a YouTube channel, but I'm Facebook friends with her, and I'm spacing her last name right now because I'm tired as shit. Let me find it real quick. Mary, no, none of those. Oh wait, I'm just creating a post, not searching. Hold on. This is gonna piss me off. Murray Wilson.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, we're going to be discussing Hunter x Hunter. Have you seen that one?
No.
That's a good movie, dude. I just rewatched it again. I got the 4K media book, German media book of it. And I saw it when it came out. It came out in 2020, like in the middle of the pandemic, and I remember renting it on Amazon. And it's good, man. It's like has a quite a fucking dark ending, dude. It's really cool. But it stars Devon Sawa from the Final Destination movies and Idle Hands.
Right.
And Nick Stahl, who's been in a bunch of stuff like Bully and all sorts of shit.
Bully is great, man. Bully's a good movie, and it's actually pretty close to the actual story.
Yeah.
That's just crazy, isn't it? All those, you know what I mean? It's like, it makes you wonder why one person didn't say, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. But I recommend Hunter x Hunter, dude. That's a dark ass movie. It's good. It's atmosphere. It's basically the synopsis is this family lives like way off the grid out in the wilderness in this little cabin, and they like trap and skin animals, you know, for a living, and they'll go to town and sell them. And there's a wolf that's fucking them up because it's eating this stuff that's on their trap line. And so the dude goes out to hunt the wolf, and he stumbles upon like a serial killer's like victim ground where it's just like dead bodies and shit. There's like a lawn chair. He goes like hangs out there and shit. So he ends up trying to like hunt the hunter. But it's good, man. It's good.
Damn. Have you seen the new Wrong Turn that has absolutely nothing to do with the other Wrong Turn?
I liked it.
So did I. Did I. I liked it better than those.
You froze up for a second. What'd you say?
So I like the new one better than the others.
I like Wrong Turn 1 is pretty good. Wrong Turn 2 is probably my favorite just because it's goofy as shit and I liked it.
Right.
And then the new one's probably my third favorite because they sucked after that, in my opinion. But they just got kind of like goofy and weird and like, I don't know.
That new one, they didn't describe to us that it wasn't a remake or wasn't a part of that, but it has absolutely zero to do with any of that.
Yeah.
And that's people that don't like the original Wrong Turns. That's why I try to tell them, hey, this is different, man. It's nothing to do with that at all. It just happens to have the same name. But it's got a really cool story, I thought.
Yeah, I liked it. I don't know if I completely bought the very ending of it, but let's see. Oh yeah, Ginger Ninja the remake. Yeah, it was like it wasn't exactly a remake. It's like a reboot, right?
It's just happens to have the same name. That's the only way that I can put it.
It's in the franchise. I mean, it has the same name. It's in the franchise. Yeah, it's not just like randomly has the same name.
Really? How the hell does it connect?
Well, you have like Wilderness Family, you know, who doesn't.
All right.
Like,
but that family is completely different, though. You know what I mean? They just kind of started a community out there. They're
like
not
a community, yeah.
You know, they're not inbred. They're not deformed or nothing. You know what I mean? They just have their own society, basically. Awesomeness. Hey, what's up? Steel in the chat. Hey, what's going on, Steel? Looking forward to Rabbit tomorrow night, man. Oh, the decent John Connor. Yeah, Nick Stahl did play John Connor, didn't he?
Which one?
In the it was either the third one, maybe.
I thought basically all the Terminators after 2, I sort of like wrote them off, man. I'm not really digging up much.
Yeah.
You know?
I watched the third one, and the cool thing about the third one was the chick Terminator. She was pretty badass, but other than that, it's got a really good fight scene between her and the Arnold Terminator that happens to show up in all of them. And there's a point where he grabs her up He takes her head first and rams her directly into the fucking toilet really hard. Busts right through the fucking toilet.
Rise of the Machines is just a bit of fun, says Ginger Ninja. I should probably give those. Which is the one with Christian Bale? That's Salvation or something.
Salvation. Yeah, Salvation.
I remember just being so severely disappointed in that film that I was like,
That's
okay.
the one that I had. Let me see that one. The next 2 or 3 after that's the ones that I missed. Like I even missed the newest one, the Dark Fate or whatever, with Linda Hamilton back in it. I seen about the first 10 minutes of it, and I hate to say it, but I turned off. I did not like the way her character was going. She was a little too much.
You know Cody from H&S Collectibles?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he had given me a digital code for that movie, and I was watching it, and I was like, when the fuck is that goddamn new Terminator chick gonna go? And it's like been an hour and a half, and where is she at? And it turns out I was watching the one before that, and so I still haven't seen the newest one. I was watching some other bullshit, but it was entertaining enough.
So it says, Tim Curry come in like a Girl Scout and go, "What are those girls?" Oh, I understand.
Yeah, T1 and T2 classics. I watched the new It today, 2017. So I had it on, I should say. I sort of watched it. But I'm not a fan of the miniseries, dude. People absolutely love the miniseries, and I just was never really into it. Tim Curry was a cool Pennywise and stuff, but like I don't know. People love that shit, and I'm like, I could do without it.
Well, I mean, I like it, and I mean, you know, it's not my favorite King, you know, Stephen King movie, but I mean, I do like it, and I like it chapter 1 of the new one better than it chapter 2.
Yeah, I watched part 1. Chapter 2 had some pretty amazing casting, though. You got to give them that for sure, at least.
Oh yeah. Anytime you get what's his name in there, I can't remember his name, but he played Split. Split was fantastic.
Yeah, McAvoy. I can't remember his first name.
James McAvoy.
Yeah, Split was good.
Yeah, Split was really good, but Glass.
Glass sucked assholes.
Yeah.
I liked Unbreakable too, actually, when that came out. I didn't get a lot of
favorite Shyamalan.
A lot of people didn't like that one, but I liked it. And I liked I thought it was really cool that Split was like a secret sequel to it. You know what I mean?
I like. There's a few of Shyamalans that aren't like that I like. Now I'm not real big on Old. I thought Old was when it was over. I was like, There's parts of it I like, but I didn't. I like The Happening more than most people do.
I know a lot of people that love The Happening. I don't know. I'm not one of them, but
I like it.
But I might enjoy it enough if I gave it a second watch. You know.
Yeah, it's just you know what I mean. It's like trees and plants and shit get sick of our bullshit. You know what I mean? And you know, and it's so Shyamalan. You know what I mean? If it's like when that happens, you're not surprised at all. It's like, yeah, I can see that. What were your thoughts on Old?
On which one?
Old.
Oh boy, that movie was a mess. I like stories that are set in a single location like that. And so there was a point in that movie where I was like, oh shit, I've heard so much bad stuff about this. Am I actually gonna like this movie? And then it's like completely stupid. I think like the kid, you know, I don't know how old he was, like 7 years old or some shit. At the end of the movie, he's like an old looking dude, but he's also acts like a middle-aged dude. You're like, what the hell, dude? It's goofy as shit. And then he's just like, oh, hey, Interpol, I was that little kid from earlier, remember? And then they're like, oh, send in the SWAT team. It's like, what?
The thought was nice. It just didn't develop as well as what it looked like it might, you know? The whole idea was like, yeah, but then by the time it's over, it's like, I don't think you nailed it.
Yeah, I think like if you shorten it to a half-hour episode of some kind of anthology show, it could have been pretty cool.
Yeah, or maybe break it up into different parts. Give us part 1, up to a certain age, and then throw a wrench in there. Something else goes on. It changes it somehow.
There was a few cool things, but yeah, for the most part, not a huge fan per se.
What's your feelings on the village? Was you pissed, like most people was, when it turns out that the monsters were actually people, was actually society?
No, I didn't mind the village. I thought it had a cool atmosphere. And at the end, yeah, there's a twist. It just felt like it was a long episode of Twilight Zone or something. I didn't hate it. Well, yeah, people are haters, but I didn't hate that one. I like that one. I thought the atmosphere was cool. Production was pretty cool. That was okay. Signs. I'm not a huge fan of Signs. I have not seen it in a long time, though. I might enjoy it more. I mean, I thought it was okay when I first saw it, but like, I don't feel compelled to give it much of a rewatch. You know what I mean?
My son loves Shyamalan, but he has not finished Sixth Sense yet. He is not. He doesn't know the ending and the twist and all that shit.
How does that work, dude? He's a big Shyamalan. That's like his.
He's afraid to. He's afraid to watch it because he's heard a lot of stuff about it. He's afraid he's not going to like the ending and the twist, so he's kind of staying away from it. Other than that, he's seen everything. But his favorite is actually Del Toro. That's his favorite.
Oh, Del Toro, yeah.
Guillermo del Toro. That is his favorite. Director.
Dude, he's got that anthology series called Cabinet of Curiosity coming out.
That's cool.
Looks interesting.
What's that going to be on? Is it on a streaming channel or is it an actual release?
I think it's HBO.
Cool.
But I'm not absolutely sure. M. Night, I don't know. Sometimes his movies are really good. I like The Visit a lot too, actually. I thought that was
The Visit has a couple of, like that part with the old lady when she started coming toward really fucking fast down there. I was like, whoa. I remember who it was I was watching it with, or somebody I talked to after or something said, oh, that one of those guys said it creeped me out. I would have shit, man. I'd have turned around and fucking mule kicked that one.
I like that one a lot. That was sort of a redemption for me because he for a long time hadn't really been doing very good films, in my opinion.
That's his answer to found footage type thing. You know what I mean?
I typically like found footage movies. Some people hate them, but I like that. I like the genre.
So do I. Like Adam Wingard's Blair Witch. I thought that was really good, man.
People hate on that. I didn't mind it at all. I thought it was a solid sequel.
Yeah, I liked it. There's a bunch of them that I like, man. Like, as far as found footage goes, I could go on. What's another one my son likes is The Last Broadcast. All except for the very end. He didn't like the way it ended. See, did you like the original Blair Witch Project?
I did, but last time I watched it, I don't know how many times I've seen that movie. I liked it. Last time I watched it, I sort of realized I don't ever have to watch it again. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've probably seen it like 10 times at least. So.
What about the Paranormal Activity series?
A lot of those I'm not a fan of, but I like the first one. I like the marked ones, and then I like the latest one that came out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The latest one is the one I haven't seen yet, but I like the marked ones. How about Troll Hunter?
Yeah, that's a cool movie, dude.
As Above, So Below.
Yeah, that's also a good one.
Have you seen, talking about found footage, have you seen Meadowwoods?
What was it called?
Meadowwoods.
I have not.
That's a good one, man. It's well, I won't tell you anything about it, but I'll just tell you kind of what it is. It's about these three kids, mentally twisted kids, that decide for some reason that they want to kill somebody. So they start this project where they're looking for someone to do this with, so they can film it. That's what it's about. I definitely recommend it.
Have you? Yeah, that's a cool movie too. Have you seen? Did you watch VHS 99?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
It was a little hit or miss. I mean, most of those movies are a little hit or miss, but overall I love like anthology horror. And I was on board. There was two stories that I thought were pretty good, and 2 out of 4 ain't bad. Ben Grimm says Chronicle is a good found footage movie. The thing about Chronicle, have you seen Chronicle?
Oh yeah.
The thing that's weird about Chronicle is they get telekinesis, so they can do like these grand sweeping crane shots and like drone footage and shit. And you're like, that's a little bit cheating, but it's still cool. I liked it.
That was a cool one, man. And I like how it had, you know what I mean? It had good backstory to it. You know what I mean? You had him and his dad. His dad's all fucked up because, and he's fucked up because his mom's dying of cancer. And his dad's becoming an abusive alcoholic, and he's just this misfit. You know what I mean? It fucked me up bad though. When he finally got to be cool, he showed off. He had magic. He used it and he act like he had magic. And he finally gets this girl, and he gets sick of throws up on her. I was like, oh man. He was almost there.
The those stories where you have like the friends, like the good close knit friends that like one of them turns sort of evil or something, those are always a little compelling too.
I think that might have been Michael B. Jordan's first movie, or at least one of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I saw it when it came out. I don't even know when it came out. Sometime within the last 20 years, but maybe
I'll find it right now. 2012.
2012.
Yeah, I card over all my found footage when you start talking about that. That's a good one too. People don't understand it, but the original the Last Exorcism.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's got a really good story, but a lot of people don't give it a chance, but they should. Also, Hangman.
That's another good one, dude. Have you seen what's it called? I See You?
Yes. That's the one where the guy gets he gets obsessed with the chick, right? And plants the cameras in her house and watches her.
No,
he befriends her.
No, it's the one. It's like I won't spoil it. It has Helen Hunt in it, and it's basically it's a good movie, but it reminds me of Hangman. There's an element of it that reminds me of Hangman. Check it out for sure.
Okay. Do you know the one that I'm talking about though?
13 Cameras.
Something maybe because he gets obsessed with her, follows her around, and then he befriends her and becomes like a shoulder to cry on.
Oh no,
and
that's
managed the whole time. And then it's I cannot remember what the hell that is called, but that's a good one too, man. This is an old found footage a lot of people don't know about. Video X.
Sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen it.
They're kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde type couple, and they're carrying around a camera and traveling around the country or state or whatever, fucking killing people off and recording it.
This is the one I was going to watch tonight, dude. Speaking of found footage, have you seen it? Monster Project?
No, but I've heard some about it. Damn, that's a nice copy, man.
Oh yeah, this is the media book. It actually came with this big ass poster too. Speaking of posters, I have like no use for, but
is it streaming anywhere?
It probably is. It's kind of goofy movie, but I like it. It's like these kids or these dudes are like trying to set up a web series, like a reality web series. So they hire they like get all these people that think they're like possessed or have monster things. That get like a skinwalker, someone who thinks they're a vampire, and then like all hell breaks out. It's a goofy movie, but I liked it. It's fun.
Cool. Oh, normal. Okay, it's Echo. Hey, Gore, it's Echo. I'm having fun with a channel I forgot I had made maybe last year, huh? Okay. Try to catch up here. Try to do better at doing this kind of shit. Yes, Chronicle is good. Haven't seen Hangman. Oh, Steel, you'd enjoy Hangman. It's really well made, and I can't remember the guy's name, but it stars the guy. He's also in May. He plays the love interest in May's after.
It's pretty creepy too.
Oh yeah,
You know.
the guy's definitely got his shit together.
Yeah, I like found footage. Some people, I don't know. I think also now found footage is a little less shaky cam. You know what I mean? I think people had problems with that. But
comparing it to the way it was back in the day, yeah.
yeah. But
There's a controversial one.
I can't see what it is. Oh, Megan is missing.
That's controversial.
It is a little controversial. Everyone I know who has a daughter thinks it's just fucking absolutely chilling.
Yes.
And, I know a lot of people who think I think it's the Megan character, you know, she's like her dialogue, the way she's written is like pretty bad and stuff. There's like that whole weird like breakdown, like monologue she has for whatever reason. But
yeah, she kind of whips out her dialogue like a porno, like a porno movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I liked it. I like the end too. Like you know, just like I thought it was pretty chilling. Not even just like seeing like when he's just like sitting there digging. You know what I mean? Like
and she breaks down to the point to where she's going, "I love you."
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just it's fucking heartbreaking. The last 10, 15 minutes is just heartbreaking. She does such a good job, man. You know, people say, "Oh, the acting in that sucks." Bullshit. That blonde, the one that plays the younger one, the 14-year-old, the one at the end, she does a good job. Pick a number between 1 and 31. Give me 16. Always makes you wonder when somebody does that.
No, right.
You know what I mean? Especially when it's steel, you're never quite sure what's going to come from steel.
I meant to. It's oh shit. It's 9:48. I forgot to order dinner.
Shit, dude. All right, man.
I'm gonna order something, dude.
All right, man.
I'm still here talking. I'm just looking at food as well.
No surprise tomorrow. Cool. I love surprises. Yay! I'm like a little kid. Surprises are cool.
They're usually pretty fun.
Yeah. But this is the thing. I'll be honest. I was listening to the fucking official soundtrack, and then it ended, and it switched into one of these things where it's just the ambiance, where it just shows like the house or whatever, and then it just had just the noises.
Soundtrack for which one?
The thing.
Oh, yeah.
It went all the way through, ended, and then it kicked into a 2-hour thing called the Thing ambiance. And,
Huh.
and it was just showing the outside of the cold ass, you know, the compound,
Yeah.
and just the noises of the machines running. That was quite interesting.
Fuck, dude. Should I order like a cheesesteak, do you think?
That depends. Does the place have a really good cheesesteak?
They're pretty good. They're rated 4.5 out of 5.
Cool.
But I'm getting a little late start. It's like 9:50 on a Monday. And I don't want to eat Thai food. I could get macaroni and cheese, dude. There's this macaroni and cheese restaurant near my place. It's just all they serve is different types of macaroni and cheese.
Cool. We had a place like close to my hometown, except for I can't remember what it was called, but all theirs was like these big giant potatoes, and they were all loaded potatoes, just loaded with different shit.
Nice. Deep Fried Awesomeness, and would y'all be interested in John Carpenter directing a sequel to The Thing?
Sure.
Yeah, why not, man?
They talked about a couple of years back. I heard some rumor like that too about The Fog, and all it was he said he would be interested in exploring it. You know what I mean? They had this big long thing in Blade Disgusting or one of those magazines, and it ended up blowing up into this thing where he was going to make one. He had to come clear. He was like, "No, I'm not making one." Someone just asked me if it's something that I would do if everything fell in the right place. So somehow through all that, it turned into he was doing one.
I mean, do you think he still has it in him to like direct a kick-ass movie?
No,
Or did like the interest to do it, you know?
not really. I think he's more into music in this time of his life.
Yeah, he's chillaxing. All right, here's the question: mac and cheese, calzone, or cheesesteak?
Calzone sounds interesting.
All right, let's do the calzone because I like calzones, dude.
Hell yeah.
See, this is where they fucked me up though. They got free delivery on $12, and this calzone is $11.95.
Is it good size?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Cool.
That's for the Prospect Park, which I got last time. It's pepperoni. It's just pepperoni, I guess.
Yeah, but he would have to get they'd have to do the practical effects. Rob Bottin would have to come out of his hiding and do the effects on it. He's been a recluse now for 20 years.
I like the prequel, man. A lot of people hate the prequel because it had some questionable CGI, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. The one part of the CGI that I didn't like was the part at the end. It's got the main dude's face on it. That didn't look quite as good, but I thought the movie was pretty good.
Yeah,
and I loved how it ended the way Carpenter's began.
Yeah, that was awesome, dude.
I love it when it's put together like that. Like that's one of my favorite parts of Halloween too, is the way it picks up right there at the very end.
Yeah, what did I just watch that was like that?
Friday 13th Part 2 starts like that. Part 3. Well, no, part
2 doesn't exactly start like that.
No, part 3. No, that's what I meant.
Part 4 after Part 3.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Part 2 and 3 do that.
Yeah. Part 3 and 4.
Well, part 3 starts at the end of Part 2 also.
Yeah, but Part 4 also starts at the end of 3. They take Jason to the hospital.
He lays there the entire fucking day, dead there in that barn. It's like nighttime again by the time they get him out of there. It's like, damn.
Yeah. Part 4, that's a solid movie, dude. Part 3 is usually my favorite, but I think I'm sort of going back to Part 4 now. Just having watched Part 3 so many times in a row, you know.
All those 4, you know, I mean, and Part 5 has its positive points to it. You know, I don't have Jason, but it's definitely got other positive points to it. Yeah, I don't know. I bounce around with my favorite. I actually haven't watched Friday the 13th in quite a while because I had seen them so much growing up.
I want to say I watched maybe like I watched them not too long ago. I know I ran through the whole franchise last October, and then I think at some point I was doing some like design work at home, and I started throwing them in while I was working, just a sort of background noise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's always cool to do. Pete Brett Austin says, personally, I found the prequel boring. Didn't have any style or suspense. Damn. So you didn't like the prequel? Definitely not. Part 5, yeah. A lot of people like Part 5. The body count is just insane. Yeah, we seen Terrifier 2. We were just talking about that a little bit ago.
I was surprised it was up on YouTube for so fucking long, dude.
Yeah, and it was taken out, and then there was another channel. I think it might have been the same guy or whatever, but they put it up again, and it was up for a whole other day.
What the someone at Screenbox fucked up because it had a Screenbox thing at the beginning. And that was like that felt like a big win for them having the exclusive rights to that. And someone in their company was like, "Fuck you guys."
Yeah, nice copy too, man. I mean, it looks good.
Yeah, it was like full HD, right?
Yeah, it looks really good. I was shocked I seen it up there. I was like, no fucking way. But I tried it anyway. I was like, damn, end up watching that motherfucker about 3 o'clock in the morning on let me see, it was Saturday night, Sunday morning, about 3 a.m.
Horrible show. He picked it up. It's available at Orbit DVD, dude. For like he had already got delivered to him today.
It's got the combo, doesn't it?
I'm not sure. I just saw the cover. It said Terrifier 2, and it was Region B. I know that much.
That shit came out quick, man.
Yeah, well, because they didn't get a theatrical release overseas.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. There'll definitely be a part 3.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hopefully they keep the streak going, dude. Hopefully they just like I mean, at some point they're going to try to explain something and it's going to fuck everything up. But like
they're already hitting at it. They're already trying, man. It's like, no, don't try, don't do that.
But I mean, they nailed it with this one. They just made it way more mysterious and like surreal and loony, like
yeah,
which I like.
He's supposed to be like a demon or something like that, man. He's like,
well, I've heard different theories, but I don't think anyone actually knows.
Right. That's probably a good thing.
I think it's better than trying to be like he's a demon.
Right.
I mean, he is like a dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely demonic.
Yeah.
But I think it's best to leave it to where it's like, we don't know what the fuck he is. We're not going to tell you what the fuck he is. Like, that first one hit the horror community like a fucking tidal wave. It was such a breath of fresh air. Everybody, I'm so happy to get some real nasty horror going. I mean, nasty horror going. They don't fuck around when it comes to gore.
Yeah, and Damien Leone did all the practical effects too himself, the director, and edited it.
Yeah, I wonder what made him switch arts, because remember in All Hallows Eve, that's definitely a different art.
It is a different art, yeah.
I like the one in the Terrifiers better, of course. All Hallows Eve is weird, man.
They had a little callback to it in Terrifier 2, in that end scene on the wall with the writing on the wall.
Yeah, there was a little kind of when the news broadcaster is talking, she's saying blah blah blah, just like you, yeah. Shit like that happened in All Hallows Eve too.
I haven't seen All Hallows Eve in a while. I don't own it, but I thought it was pretty decent, But obviously, art has evolved since then.
Yeah, this film is very demonic that he appears in. This is what's the subgenre of horror that you guys would like to see make a major comeback? Personally, I want to see more creature flicks. Let me see. We've had zombies for a long time. It's time to kind of push it back a little bit for a while. I don't know what subgenre do you think should make a big comeback?
I mean, I don't know which subgenre has gone away.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're still making films in every subgenre.
Yeah, they're still attempting to make possession.
They are doing that,
yeah. Attempting. I don't know. The anthologies are going pretty damn strong.
Yeah, I like those though. I guess I'd like to see a resurgence in those. Deep Fried Awesomeness says we need some good werewolf movies. There have been there's been a trickle of good werewolf movies though, like late phases.
Yeah.
What else did I see that was a good werewolf movie?
First Ginger Snaps was pretty good. You got Dog Soldiers.
Yeah, I thought there was like a more recent one. Ginger Snaps was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And Dog Soldiers, I picked up the 4K from Second Sight and watched it. It looked great for Dog Soldiers. I mean, for a shot on like whatever the fuck grainy ass shit that it was shot on, it looked awesome, dude.
Ooh. Yeah, yeah. Because the original Screen Factory version was kind of rough.
Yeah, I have that one. That's a cool one. How was oh, Werewolves Within, dude? Have you seen Werewolves Within? That was a super fun movie, I thought. That was within like the last year or two.
This is a pretty good footage movie too. With
Is that
great Lake Mungo, yeah, the Second Sight.
I gotta say, I'm not a giant fan of that one, dude. As a guy that likes found footage, that movie, for me, though it has like a little bit of creepy atmosphere and parts of it, it also has some major pacing issues in it. I have a hard time getting drawn into it. I watched it twice.
Yeah, because it was more of a, what they call them when they're documentary. It's more of a documentary type.
Yeah, like a mockumentary style. But also it is like the exact like um definition of not a goddamn thing happening in a film. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
if like again like not ever like Blair Witch is a good example of a movie that drew me in. Not a lot actually happens in the film, but it has good atmosphere and good dynamic tension, you know, with the characters and shit. Like I was totally on board for that, but like Mungo didn't really have it for me.
Blair Witch had had a good payoff in the end too.
Yeah, I thought so. A lot of people hate that movie. Yeah, that's a good one.
Second Sight of Session 9. Yeah, I have not. I got this. I have not watched it yet. I have not seen it in years. I think I'm going to check it out.
I guess it's been a few years since I've seen it. I picked up the Second Sight set, and I also haven't watched it. I was thinking about watching it this month, though.
I got Swallow also from Second Sight.
Have you seen that one yet?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I did. Yeah. It's one of those that pissed me off though. You know what I mean? I was going, what the fuck, man? Get the fuck out. Leave her the fuck alone. You know what I mean? It's one of those.
I thought it was going to be have a lot stronger horror elements in it. At the end of the day, it didn't feel like a horror movie at all to me.
Yeah, Raw is one that I still need to see.
Oh, Raw's pretty awesome. I liked Raw. Yeah.
Now, one that kind of disturbed me and freaked me out, but still I quite sure to think about it. It's Under the Skin, man. I did not expect that. That one was kind of weird rough at the end too. Guys, it's a good time to be a horror filmmaker because of resources, internet, and crowdfunding, as well as CGI programs being available and editing software is pretty much anything. Well, yeah, if you're good and creative and you have, it helps if you got at least a good couple of connections. But you've got to go with your vision. Don't let them direct the vision for you. That's where shit gets fucked up. Do like Damien Leone did. He followed his vision, and it's different than anything else. You know what I mean? If you go with what they say, you end up with your run of the mill, same old shit. You know, predictable. That is the worst thing you can do, in my opinion, is be predictable. Just knowing what's going to happen next.
Yeah, I think I mean, we talked about this a little bit before, I think, right? Where we were talking about like the tools that are available to general consumers are like super powerful these days. Well, I think we were talking about it with music stuff, but
Yeah.
it's the same with filmmaking, man. Like you have all the same tools that, yeah, I mean, not quite all the same tools, but like you can make a damn good looking film with like beautiful, like you could film that opening from The Shining if you want, like for nothing with a drone.
Mm-hmm.
And like the cameras today are so good. I mean, you could just make a full length feature if you wanted to.
Yeah, this is definitely the best time in that aspect because now you don't have to have these studios. So yeah, hell yeah, it's definitely a really good time. Gore, please don't pull my word. Right? About to go on a rant, man. I imagine found footage films would be easy to make now. Oh man, I mean, look at Unsane, made with a phone, and it's damn good. You know, it's got a lot of good tension and creepiness.
But it's also not an easy thing to make a compelling found footage movie because there's a lot of them, and you can't just make a piece of shit for, you know. I mean, you could. Anyone can make a piece of shit. It'd be great, but it's hard to make a good one, I guess, is what I'm saying.
One that's not boring, one that just doesn't seem like, you know what I mean, one that doesn't seem like it dragged. That's what's the hardest part about film footage, just keeping it interesting because you're not using all those other because you're not using all those other tropes. You know, to me, tropes is like a sin, man. People fall back, you know, when they don't know what to do, they fall back on a trope.
Have you seen found footage 3D?
I think so, yeah.
I thought it was pretty decent. I thought it was pretty funny because their like whole gimmick is that it's a 3D found footage film.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like making fun of itself a little bit, but I thought the third act delivered some pretty good moments in it.
I'm trying to think of the one that was it was kind of like an anthology found footage, man. It came out a year or two back with Fear Footage, maybe, where it starts out with the first story is that clown. It's outside the house, and the little kid looks outside the house, and it's outside. Looks again, it's a little closer. Looks again, and it's right there at the door. And then you hear something fucking around the door there, and then it runs around here, and then it runs right here at the stairs, and it's standing on the stairs. That's fucking, that was fucked up. Fear footage, I do believe is what that was. But it was almost like it had different like little stories with it, but it was found footage. I see a film called Crow's Nest. Nope. Basically, long-term found footage, cool idea, but it couldn't have been executed. Monster project, but the ending low-key ruined the movie for me.
It's a fun ride, though. I mean, nonetheless.
Yeah. So you're about you're about 10 o'clock or a little after that, right?
It's 10 p.m. Yeah.
So that puts me at 1 a.m. Probably should wrap it up and go rest a little bit.
All right. Well,
I'm feeling a bit puny.
Say again.
So I'm feeling a bit puny. I am. But thanks for coming by, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I just put the link out there, and do join me earlier. I wasn't expecting it. Ended up with a few people stopping by just to bullshit. I like to do this. It's something that I don't do enough. I need to start coming up with, you know what I mean, having a purpose every time and just do a bullshit hangout.
Yeah.
Because that's what I end up fucking doing anyway.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we sometimes will have a movie on in the background, but
Right.
by the way, have you seen Scare Campaign before we call it a night real quick? That's
See, there's a lot of these that I'm having to write down, and now I gotta go look for them.
I think that one's on YouTube too, but it's this Australian found footage movie about this TV show, and they do scary pranks basically. I liked it. It's fun. It's fun. It's a little goofy in some ways, but also it's good.
That's how I found Exists. That was a really kick-ass Bigfoot show. I thought that was a great Bigfoot found footage show. It ended up being a lot better than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, is these shows that you named off? I mean, a lot of these movies are a lot of them free, or like you mentioned. I'm not sure about found footage 3D, so I'm gonna check it out. VHS 99, Hunter, Monster Project, Scare Campaign.
Yeah, man. I totally forgot what I was about to say. I was gonna say something. It was gonna be amazing, but fuck that one up.
When it happens to me, I'll say it must have been a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, man. I always have a great time on these. I appreciate everybody showing up. We'll go see how many of these I can find that I can watch, because broke as fuck right now. I can't pay for them. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna see what I can find. I'm usually good at finding shit free.
Do you have Shutter?
Yes.
Found Footage 3D is on Shutter.
Cool.
I think Scare Campaign might be on Shutter too, actually.
Awesome. Cool.
But I also know it's on YouTube. So
Cool. We'll check all those out. Thanks for coming by, man. We need to set up another watch party or something sometime here soon.
yeah, man. Let me know.
I'm open on the let me see, on my Monday and Tuesday days. I usually do like the 7th and 8th, so I'll get with you and see what you're doing.
Cool. Sounds good.
Thanks
Dude.
to everybody. Thanks to everybody that joined. Thanks to Ben again from Cadaver Club. I'm Agoraphobe, and you are not. Have a nice night and much love.
Peace, y'all.